Are they talking about Ken? Yeah. Are they talking about Ken? Yeah.
Don't come for me unless I send for you.
Hey guys, this is your boy Euno, and we're back with Real Talk with Euno. And this is your June episode for Pride Month, which should have been uploaded yesterday. But because, I was in my feelings yesterday, and I just felt like I couldn't give y'all the episode y'all want because I need to be in the mood to give the episode to you. So here we are on July 1st, but this is for June's episode. Now, because it was a Pride Month, this is a Pride Month episode. So if you feel like you don't listen to it because I'm talking about the gay shit, you can go. However, ladies, this one is for you because obviously this is a woman conversation. What I mean by that? Well, this episode is brought to you by T.S. Madison and Nene Lee's because Nene Lee's been on an episode of T.S. Madison's show. I don't know if it's a podcast or a show, whatever. And baby, the conversation of is it gay for a man to be with a trans woman is a interesting conversation. So with that being said, let's get into the clip.
Do you only know gay men?
Well, I don't date gay men.
Well, okay. Well, I when you guys be saying that, that's weird.
Why?
Because what do you mean you don't date gay men? Because if he is sleeping with you and sleeping with a woman, he's something.
Well, he's not gay.
What is he?
He's definitely not gay.
He's bi?
Listen, because if a man come in here and he looks at me and you,
Yeah. What is
and well, he likes women.
he? Yeah, because he doesn't know.
Well, and if he does know, he likes women.
Okay.
Now-
So, but what is he?
Well, that would possibly it's a possibility.
He's bisexual?
He could be bi or he could be pan.
Okay, guys.
You know, a lot of men are
Yeah.
a lot of men are pan, but they don't say anything. Like a lot
I don't want to run into them. I don't want to date him.
Nene, if you've dated
I need you to like,
Nene, if you've
Hello
dated
Kitty all the time.
if you've dated men,
yes.
if you've dated men, there's a possibility in your life that
He's been with a man.
he's been with something.
What do you mean he's been with something?
He's been outside. I mean, here's the thing. I know that women consider trans women men because we were born male.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a difference between being man
And
and male.
I get it. But you have your part.
That's correct.
So he can love you and think you're so beautiful, and I want to sit with you.
There are men who deal with me that won't touch my parts. Anytime you see
But does he know it's there?
yeah, he knows it's there. I'm not hiding it.
Oh, you're not?
No.
I mean, that
Listen,
wouldn't make any sense.
Well, I've had gentlemen to tell me, "Hey, put a pillow over that," and I'm like, "Well, you're not the nigga for me. You don't have to touch it and deal with it. But I'm not hiding shit from you."
So, okay, wait a minute. We got to go back and figure this out.
Yeah.
So the man...
Now we talking.
Yeah, so the man going to be sleeping with me and you? I don't want to talk to him no more.
You don't?
Why the hell you going to sleep with me then going to sleep
Well,
with
he
you
got
for?
men like variety.
Oh, please. I don't want him.
Well, shit. I mean, hey, but it's happening.
I'm
Like,
over it.
But these things, this is what women.
That's why I'm not even dating. I mean,
Now I want to start to say that this episode is not to drag the trans girls. So please understand that even though this clip is diabolical as fuck, and I'll tell you why I say that, this is not to bash the trans community. Well, let's get into it. So, as me who was part of the LGBTQ community, we as gay men specifically understand this conversation is very hard to have because with all the stuff going on politic-wise of, trans girl participating in men's sports and going to the bathrooms who are not, fish, very much doll, very much the girls, because the trans girls, first and foremost, look the fuck good. There's a lot of trans girls that will confuse the hell up out of you, and as they should because they're trying to emulate a woman. Now, with that being said, the gay boys, apparently are fond of trans girls because it seems like there's competition within that part of the community, as well as black women who also feel like the trans girls that take their spot because a lot of the trans girls like to come back and talk shit to black women, saying that they're more women than them. First of all, to my trans girls, y'all can never be full woman. You don't have natural breasts. A lot of y'all go get ass done. Y'all ain't got a pussy. Y'all give birth. Y'all ain't got ovaries. Y'all ain't got no motherfucking eggs. However, respectfully, because I know that it goes through a lot of mental space to become a trans woman, even a trans man. But see, the trans men don't get the conversation because they were born women first. So they know, this ain't our plight to talk about. But for some reason, the trans girls, we all know are born as biological men, always want to come for the trans girls. Y'all can never compare to who birthed you. And that's on period. Now, to T.S. Madison's point, because this is where the real conversation goes into, which is why a lot of people are with Nene when she said, oh, she ain't seen it wrong, because she didn't. Now, let's get into this conversation. So, a lot of men are trans attracted. I found out a lot of my homeboys are trans attracted. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Period. But here's the problem, because a lot of trans girls don't go full post-op, aka cutting off that dick and getting what I call a fake pussy. But it's just penises or vaginas are basically inverted penises. So they cut it away and put it back in, whatever. To I guess I've never seen what actually no I have. It's a hole. It's a hole, right? And because a lot of trans girls would tell you, per like going through that process, they have to consistently keep it open, because if they don't, it will close and you no longer nothing there. Which that's a scary thing to think about, going through that full transition. Now, let's talk about a show called Pose. I never watched the show as a whole. I may have watched 2 episodes. But I did watch the episode that everybody told me to watch, was this episode where this trans girl, she was going through the transition to become trans. She was with a dude, and the dude loved her for being the way she was as a trans woman, as in titties, ass, and a dick. Okay? Soon as she cut the dick off, that nigga left her. Why? Because the aesthetic of femininity outwardly and that dick between the legs is what attracts the men. I hate to say that because I feel like a lot of trans girls don't realize that part of men going after them is a fetish. Because once again, if you cut the dick off and you have the pussy, they might go get real pussy. And this is where this conversation of are men straight messing with trans girls is very finicky. Let's think about it for a second. If a trans woman is calling herself a woman, because she's now turned herself into a woman, transformation, and outwardly is giving feminine, woman, girl, the doll, right? And you don't tell that man you got a dick between your legs thinking you are a woman. This is why a lot of trans girls get attacked and, unalived. And I hate that, because they're living their truth, but you think you're not telling that man the truth is cool. That's not how that works. However, there is men that blatantly know you a trans girl and they go after you because of what they like. And again, like I said, ain't nothing wrong with that. But to call that man straight is absolutely diabolical. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. For calling that man straight is diabolical. Because let's be technical by biology, he's sleeping with a man. And I don't know a lot of trans girls, like personally, I only know 3 personally, who are more on the femme and they're more positioned sexually bottom, right? They don't use their dick. So to them, that's pure feminine, like type shit, bottom energy, whatever. And they are aware that these men are after them lusting. But do you see a lot of trans girls in relationships with men? Not many, not nobody I personally know, but not pretty sure anybody else who hears this podcast knows of a trans girl relationship. Or maybe you do, I don't know, because I don't know listen to my podcast. However, you have to tell the men that you are born a man, especially if you got that dick between your legs. There's been too many stories where men are having sex with trans girls and they don't know about that dick, and then something happens to them. Now, y'all remember Malik Yoba, right? He came out. He's a phenomenal actor. He came out and told everybody he was trans attracted, and that sparked a whole lot of controversy. Because like, what the fuck you mean like trans girls? We were telling the truth, and I said back then That's not a problem. As long as he outwardly accepts it and know what he likes, so be it. But let's bring it down to the regular nigga. Because I'm black, right? And we know in the black community that as soon as you give any implication you might like dick, you automatically lose all your masculinity. And what we're seeing now is that because of, it being more open to be gay, not accepted, more open, I gotta specify that because there's still men to this day who are DL, who are married to women, having sex on the side, and still want to keep the American dream of being a family with your wife. Okay? Slept with plenty of them, I would know. However, when you get down to it, it's like, girl, what the fuck are you talking about? And as for Nene Leakes, who said, yeah, I wouldn't want to mess with a man that's been with you, there's no shade. There was no shade in the conversation. I agree with her. If I was a woman, and I'm dealing with a man, and he also likes men's, a lot of men will never admit to that out loud, especially if they're giving off masculine, like masculine presenting or masculine whatever. They're not going to tell you, if they do indulge in that they like it. That's why the STD rate within women is high, because these men are sleeping with gay men and women, and I'm not percenting on the gays that gays are giving STDs, because we're not. If anything, the gays are more protected because we be on PrEP and stuff like that. Which PrEP is not just a gay drug. I want people to understand that. PrEP should be taken more by straight people than gay people. Because at least when we're on PrEP, we're required to go to the doctor 3 times, every 3 months. We go get our blood drawn, everything, urine test. Some who will go home and do the anal exam. Either way, anal mean like we're gonna stick it in our ass or whatever. I've done it. We have to get tested, so if anything, we are more prone to be tested and can show our results than straight people. Because straight people don't get tested every 3 months like they're supposed to. If you heard they got offended, I'm talking to you. Okay? So, me not knowing, I'm talking about as a woman now, me not knowing that you sleep with other men, especially trans women, because of how the community is shaded towards each other with regards to that, yeah, I'd be mad as hell. But we come to a point in society where the trans girls feel like, well, if he's fucking both of us, we good. We both women. And that was T.S. Madison's point, but she's also the same one who, with the dick still, big as fuck, mind you, that T.S. Madison got a big ass dick. Mind you, fucking niggas. I've seen the porn. I'm like, girl, what the fuck? Like, hello? And that's no shade. She make a fuck. Ooh, best back in the days, girl. T.S. Madison, girl. But I think in T.S. Madison's point, because she has now become a figure for the trans community, that she has to throw this out to try to defend what she does. And again, for you to say you don't mess with gay men is diabolical. Now, here's me being contradicting as fuck, because I'm going to speak personally now. Now, I have been with a trans man before. Not going to say who it is, respectfully to that person. They probably don't even know I have a podcast or whatever, but because I'm still who I am. I knew when she was a girl. And I did not know fully through a transition when he started coming a man. We talked on Grindr. We did a little hookup, X, Y, and Z. We had conversations after the fact. Not that same day, but later on about like, her becoming a man, this and the third. And yes, I like pussy. Man, masculine energy, but with a pussy, yeah, fuck it. So why am I saying that? Because I also one of them gays that just feel like I can't do with a trans woman. Now, I've told myself in a situation where it's a threesome and we all doing our thing, girl, why the fuck not? Because at that point, yeah, I'm already there, bitch. I can't say no. But when I go out my way to go mess with a trans girl, no. Because again, much as I love women, the thought process in my head of having titties behind me, putting a dick in me is crazy as fuck. Even though I know that was born a man, I just can't fucking do it. Call a spade a spade, bitch. I just can't fucking do it, bitch. And I don't know how that involves other people, because I never heard about the trans man thing. But let's even look at porn, because I've seen both porn corn. I'm saying porn like I'm supposed to say it. Corniana, corn. Bitch, my podcast porn, bitch. When you see the porn stars who fuck trans men versus trans women, most of the men, fucking trans men, are mass presenting. They give off like, nigga energy. And half of them, I'm not entirely sure if they've had pussy or they've messed with a biological woman, but eating cat like it's nothing. Maybe they're bisexual. I don't know. But when you see the trans dudes with the trans girls, you can tell, obviously, they have to like, they like it. Not have to, because that's bullshit. They do like it, okay? But you also realize that, again, this girl can fuck you. Like, obviously, pussy, you the one doing the fucking, but she can fuck you. I'm just like, y'all cool with that? Obviously, you get paid for it, but, like, initially in your head, like, would you do that outside of porn? Corniana. I don't know. But that's what confuses me. I'm like, girl, what the fuck? So, I make it sound I'm an opponent of trans women, but I'm not. Like I said, me being who I am, I accept everybody how they come. Period. Especially the fact that as a gay man who was in the closet for a long period of time, even though I knew I liked men when I was a little boy, exploring both sides, doing a lot of sexual things, child, and having homeboys I've had threesomes with or done things with who are not necessarily gay, but they have, want to test the waters and shit. I don't judge nobody. If anything, I say everybody's bisexual. And I'm like, what the fuck you mean that? I ain't bisexual. You know what the fuck you talking? Listen. Every gay boy says the right gay boy will turn you out. I believe it. I do believe it. Because when men want to go that route to mess with a man, there is a trust factor. You have to, that man needs to know, okay, we do this shit, like, the whole world not gonna know. I ain't gotta worry about you in public, turning my business or giving inklings and things like that. We done shit. Like, it's a process with straight men when they go and want to get a little fucky. And again, I did a podcast where I literally said, if it happens one time, I don't call you gay. I call experimentation. If women can do it, men can do it too. Okay? Women kissing each other, knowing they both straight, in the club, drunk, and all this other shit. Same thing. It need to be across the board. If a girl does it, a man can do it too, no problem, whatever. I know society says no. No, they both can do it. And you shouldn't feel bad for doing it because you want to get out your system. It's only after you do it more than that one time, okay, bitch, you like that shit. So, that's why I say everybody's bisexual. Not everybody's act on those, emotions and hormones, things like that to get you to go do it. But if you really want to try it, fuck it. Why not? One time is nothing. So that's why I said, like, you telling everybody, I don't mess with gay men, but girl, that man is gay. Period. So whatever. I'll say this in this podcast off though. T.S. Madison, girl, I need you to be more realistic because you know how the gays is and you operate around on a gay men. You cannot tell me you don't even think a little bit that man's not gay. You know that man's gay. But because, again, being a trans woman and you saying woman, it negates everything. No, the fuck it doesn't. And I wish you'd be more honest about your stance than you trying to appeal to whoever you appealing to because you now in a different chair of life with a bag. Girl, be fucking for real. But anyway, thank you for listening to Real Talk with You. I'll see you next time. Peace.